All right, so recently my 8th grade classes have been making mini zines. I don't know if any of you remember, but back in the 90s, zines were really big. Zines are very small, self-made, self-published magazines. They are inexpensive. People would come up with a zine of any topic they could possibly come up with. They would take paper, collage things, handwrite things, go down to Kinko's, make a lot of copies, staple them together, and sell them. Some things were just purely art. They were, comic books or silly little sketches. Some people would do things like poetry or short stories, comic books, and then people would do like political ones, music ones, how to DIY zines, things like that. So I thought it would be fun to do this mini zine. It's very small. But the cool thing about it is there's no binding involved. It's just a fancy little magic trick folding the paper. And so this is your standard 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. It'd be nice if I could stop hitting the tripod. But anyway, so it's an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, which is really cool because when it's all said and done, you can take it, go stick it on a copier, and make as many copies as you want. But for now, we're just going to go over the basics of a zine. The first thing that you want to do is you want to sit down and think about, what sort of thing do you want your zine to be about? Your imagination can run wild. The only thing that can hold you back is you. So think big, think small, whatever information you want to put out there. It can be as simple as how to do a very basic task. It can be as far out and wild as you can dream. So mine today, for this example, I started off with how to be an artist. And I've been pulling information from some of my art teacher friends and coming up with some of the best things that we can do to encourage, our budding artists to grow. So with this, you have a front cover and a back cover and 6 pages inside to fill. So I've started mine off. You want to have an illustration on each one as an artist. You do want to do that. And you want to have text to give your information. So it needs to be a combination of the two. It does not need to be a situation where it's step 1, step 2. This is just my example. Your example can be whatever you want. I've gone ahead and already put the layout for my other pages. And then my back is going to have, stay tuned for the next zine, everything an artist should know. So, if you want to do more, you can do more. My goal is to be able to have these, make copies, keep them out in the library for students to get, and, we can have fun with it. And if it ends up being successful, it's something we can continue into next year. So again, the things you want to take into consideration when you are creating each page, you want to plan it out before you ever touch this paper. So I will give you a blank sheet of paper and it's going to be for you to brainstorm. And so you need to write front cover, page 1, 2, 3, and so on, and plan out what each page is going to be like before you ever do this, because you don't want to have to erase and have a big old mess or start over or anything like that. I started off using just basic mechanical pencil to do my drawing, and then I went through and I used this fine tip pen, but I can't find anything that is affordable and comparable to use in class. The closest thing I can find is a ultrafine Sharpie. But again, these are not very cost effective, and I have a feeling that these are going to walk right out of my classroom when students leave. So I won't be supplying these for class. If you have them, please feel free to totally bring them. That's on you. And if you don't want to share, that's fine. That's your pen. I will have on hand some of these crystal Bics. It doesn't look like much, but if you go and you Google ballpoint pen artwork, I think you'll be surprised at what you see. You can really get a lot out of these, more than you probably ever imagined. So Anyway, I'm going to include in this video a couple of prompts and examples so that you can see some other zines and get some ideas. 7th grade, I hope to start this with you as our next project. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, or you can email me at my school email. You can ask me. However, there's so many ways to get in touch. So feel free to do that. I hope that you have a wonderful night, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.